Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have the pleasure of bringing to you another exciting episode from the Pacific War battles. We already played a pretty significant number of scenarios. We played all engagement scenarios, so the ones which were introducing us to the game. Then we played a lot of battle scenarios. We are now at the second scenario from the Guadalcanal campaign. Battle of Santa Cruz Island. We already played Battle of Eastern Solomons. What I will do, I will guide you guys through the historical background, through the game setup, and we will do the actual playthrough through the operational phase and through the battle cycles. But before we jump to this, a couple of words of introduction. Battle of Santa Cruz would be, if I remember correctly, the fourth battle where air carriers from both sides, Japan and US, were taking place. It's in October 1942, and it's one of the battles during the Guadalcanal campaign. So you can see here is the Guadalcanal. It was taken by American forces in summer 1942, quite surprisingly for Japanese forces. And since then, they were trying to push them from there. They were preparing in various ways for this. There was the Battle of Eastern Solomons earlier when they wanted to reinforce their forces. There were a couple of other battles which happened here also on the ground in Guadalcanal. This campaign, this let's say battle is connected with both sides willing to break the deadlock, because we really have a deadlock now. There are ground forces here. They will not be visible in this scenario. There will be totally no ground forces battles in this scenario, only the naval battles. And both sides would like to break the deadlock. The Japanese will be sailing here to destroy the American fleet. The Americans will be sailing here to destroy the Japanese fleet. And it will be kind of a brawl, you can say, this scenario, because unlike other sophisticated battle scenarios, here the rules are pretty simple. Who kills more enemies wins. So simply, this is fight. Who can sink more capital ships from the other side. What forces do we have? So first of all, Japan is in Truk here as a significant force of 2 air carriers. These are Shikaku and Zuikaku. They already have L1, not L2 planes, and also 2 light carriers, Zuyo and Juno. Up to this, we have also Yamato battleship, and here we have 4 battleships. As you can see, I had to split the forces in screen and core, with having maximum in core and up to 4 in the screen. Except for the Task Force 1 and Task Force 2, we have also Task Force 4 in Truk. Task Force 5 is in Rabaul, but the main forces which we have here in those islands are the planes. Here we have Task Force 5, those 2. Then we have Force 1. Force 1 are 4 planes over here. And then we have Force 2 over here. I would like to draw your attention to those bases, airplanes, air bases, sorry, which were built here. We can utilize them for long-range aircrafts, which are, for example, here. Move them here during the operational phase and have much better visibility on what Americans does. And what forces we have on American side? First of all, here in New Caledonia, we have pretty robust task forces. Here we have 4 screen and 4 core units. This is Enterprise and Hornet, and these are 2 battleships, and plus we have 4 additional ships here. Force 1 are 3 planes. Here we have Force 3, I believe, yes, which are 5 planes and seaplane tender. Again, we should move this long-range aircraft closer. And we have some forces also at Guadalcanal at Henderson Field. What happened historically, it was a pretty bloody battle, really bloody battle, in which Hornet was sunk, Enterprise severely damaged. Some of the Japanese airplanes were also severely damaged. All in all, tactically, it was a Japanese win. Yeah, they won the battle. Strategically, Americans were still able to hold to the Henderson Field and to the Guadalcanal. So strategically, they win. How we will be playing? Let me also brief you on the special rules. As always, really nicely described everything in the rule book, in the scenario book. So we should play in less than 2 hours. I think we can easily finish the scenarios in 1 hour. A number of players is 2. Game length is 21 days, so you can see operation will end after 21 days. Operational partner is Japanese. They will be attacking, but the conditions are the regular intercept. So no special rules like with ambush or surprise attack. So everything will be normal. Special rules. There are 4. First of all, both sides have troops on Guadalcanal locked in fierce combat, but they have no effect on scenario. So there will be no phases like ground battle and other things like this. Second important step is every 10 Japanese or 15 allied non-capital ship hits equals 1 capital ship sunk. Because we have capital ships only here, yeah, these are the 5 and 4 here, and here are the capital ships. But if you will be firing at the screen, you can also score the points. The third special rule is about the activation. Each and every battle scenario tells you this, that all units not legally deactivated by the end of scenario are considered eliminated for victory condition purposes. So we just need to make sure that the ships can come back to their ports. Although we have a lot of ports, here is the port, here is the port, here is the port. Of course, this port is pretty dangerous, and because Japanese can easily hit, but there should be no real problem with the ports. Last rule, which is in many Guadalcanal scenarios, and which I'm consistently forgetting to play, is about the submarines. At the conclusion of any naval combat phase, here we have naval combat phases, each side receives a single, once per game, submarine attack against any naval unit. You conduct a submarine or naval versus naval attack with a strength of 2. Okay, I told you in the victory conditions that the side who sinks more ships wins. What in case of a draw? In case of a draw, this is Allied victory. And this led on the board game geek to a pretty fierce discussion. Okay, I will win if there is a draw. So if this is 0-0, I don't have to sail out, and I will simply stay put and finish the game. Yes, you can try to do this way, but this is completely without any fun. So guys, we will be sailing out from both sides, and we'll be fighting, and the battle should decide where we will land. Okay, here we'll be rolling the die. As you can see, this is the usual way I'm organizing my Pacific War. Here I have tiles displays, here I have map, here is the naval display, and here are the phases. It's pretty useful and ergonomic. I hope that you can also see all the details on my display, because that was the case. That will be all for the introduction. I think we are ready now to start playing the game. So we are starting with operational contact player phase. Yes, in operational contact player phase, we'll be moving naval, ground, and air units, one type at a time, and we will start with airplanes. Here are the airplanes of Japanese. What we will do, we will move this long-range airplane, that one, both with those tactical bombers here, closer. I think that's a good idea. Actually, I can leave those pretty mold bombers here, and instead of this, I can create a new task force. Let me just grab a new force. There will be a new force with this, and with this plane. So I will. That will be too much to activate them. You know what, guys? It's better to put only those two here, because then the small base, which can activate 6 steps, will be able to activate them. Yeah. I hope I'm not making any kind of mistake. I think I will be able to activate long-range aircraft without any problems. Now we should most probably move those back here and put those here. So what I did, I'm putting in task force 1, in force 3. In force 3, I'm putting the long-range aircraft and the Yamada, a pretty powerful plane, full strength L1. Then I'm putting the tactical bomber full strength here into this airplane, airbase. Why I'm splitting them? Because only 6 steps can be activated per area. Then we are leaving those planes here. One of them is cut, so we would be able to most probably fly them to the deck of one of the carriers and then reorganize the planes. I think reorganization is at the end of the air mission. Yeah, air unit reorganization. At the conclusion of an air mission, all air units in the target hex must reorganize. Exactly. At the conclusion of a friendly air mission phase, all air units must reorganize at each friendly air installation. This is exactly what we are going to do. Good. So that's all for the airplanes moving. Now we'll be moving with the Navy. And for this, we'll be moving here. 1, 2, task force, 1, 2, task force. Do we move with task force 4? Yeah, we can combine them with task force 5 just for the sake of the play. And those guys will sail that way so they can meet each other, task force 4 and 5. That means 1 move, and that means 1 day. Okay, as a reaction player, we will be able to stop them pretty soon, but we would like to get together quickly, so let them come. Do we do any searches? No. We are sailing farther. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and those 2 task forces will be here. Americans in Guadalcanal have only the regular planes, which means their search during the day, because you always use day during the optional phase, is 6 hexes. So this is 1 from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at least 2 more moves are possible. So let them move up. We are moving here. So we are sailing further. Task force 4 and 5 will reorganize into 1 task force. Good. We leave 4, of course. And we sail further. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We can also play that, for example, one of the goals, targets for the Japanese will be bombarding the Guadalcanal, Henderson Field. Yeah, we can do it that way. So interdicting the airbase, which is actually goal of one of the other Guadalcanal scenarios. Okay, so we said 1, 2, 3. I think 1 more is a good idea. So we sail here, here, and here. And now I think it's a good idea to do the searches. We have 2 planes, so we can search twice. We'll be searching for the task force 1 and task force 2. Remember the rule of 3. you can search only once with a plane. On the task force can be searched for only once during the cycle, and the hex can be searched only once during the cycle. So very good rule of 3. So we can search only once with this, only once with hex, and only once with task force. You may ask, why only one hex and task force? Because you can search for task force here, and then you can search for this task force here. So it makes sense. It makes sense, believe me. Okay, so the search is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 rows. And in order to get the result, it's 0, 1, task force 1, and now wrong color, task force 2, no. It's not surprising that they were not spotted. Is it time already for Americans to stop Japanese? Let me see. They can sail 1, 2, 3, 4. I think so. I think so. It might be a good moment. Although they will allow them to move one more hex, one more turn in optional player contact phase. So they are moving farther. Those two here, and that here, which is easier to be spotted now. We are again use those planes. We still cannot use the long range plays from here, yeah? But we can use the regular as 1, 2, 3. Up to 3 will mean up to 3 hexes, 0, 3. So rolling for task force 1. No. Rolling for task force 2. Yes, the task force 2 was spotted. These are the battleships, if you remember. Okay. Now Americans say stop, no more operational phase. You moved enough. Now we jump to our phase. So now we have the American phase. Let me start with them moving the airplanes. So definitely we'll move one of the airplanes to task force 2 from here to here. Long range airplanes. Now, how many steps do we have in Guadalcanal? This is 4, 5. We potentially can have one more step, but do we have any plane with one step? Not necessarily. They have range of 8, so they can fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But not here, not 2, force 1. Cannot do anything with force 1. But if I remember correctly, you can fly up to 2 distances in the operational phase. Let us quickly have a look. Exactly. Operational player contact phase movement 23.4. Air unit movement. Each activated air unit can move from one friendly air installation to another and can move again for a total of 2 complete moves. Good. So we can play as we want. Sailing. Both task forces sail out. I think that's enough. Okay. Now, long-range airplanes of Japanese here have maximum range. Let me check the Japanese search. Have maximum range. This is US chart, sorry, of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So already with the next, we will be able to try to spot them. So they say 1, 2, 1, 2. This is the second step, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 0. We spot them. No. So we have another move. 1, 2, 1, 2. Regular planes. Do we have them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No regular planes have up to 6. So sorry. We can try to search with them. So we have those 2 planes here. So we search with them. And the long range will be searching for task force 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. up to 6. This is 0, 1, and regular 0. So searching for task force 1, 0, 1. No. Searching for task force 2, 0. No. They will move further, of course. 1, 2. And now we can search with long range for task force 1 on 4, and with a regular 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 5. So task force 1 will be searched on 0, 3. Task force 2 will be on 5, so will be searched on 0, 1. 0, 3, task force 1. No. 0, 1, task force 2. No. And they will have now the last move. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and the battle will start. Oh, we should not go so far because Japanese have a larger range over airplanes, so I'd rather go one less over here, that way, so they would need to move to us. Okay, so what's going on now? We are searching again long range aircraft on 4. So 0, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the regular on 5. On 5 is regular plane on 5 is 0, 1. So task force 2, 0, 1. Now task force 1, 0, 3. Maybe this time. No. And that will conclude the operational phase. Yeah. Both sides moved. Both sides are ready for a strike, for a decisive battle. Let us pause for a moment here, and we'll continue in a moment. Okay, guys, we come back to our scenario. Both sides approach really nicely to each other. Both sides have also long-range airplanes here. One of the task forces is spotted, task force 2, the battleships. Let's see what will come out of this. First of all, we will be rolling for lightning. The Japanese could potentially set up the lightning as they want, or then in the next phases, as a personal player, they will be able to push it to sectors further. We will roll. Probably we'll get day PM on 3 to 9. 8, and this is the usual thing. Yeah. So we have day PM, a good weather for airstrikes. Now we should check who will be advantage player, and this is crucial. In the intercept conditions, simply who rolls higher, but of course in surprise attack or in ambush we would have some modifiers. Who is first? The Japanese will be first. Okay, they want to get into the range of, they want to get their airplanes in proper range to be able to strike the Americans. On the other hand, they would like to get those guys to hit in the naval battle. So definitely we'll move those to hexes. No need to search for them. Now we will be moving those to hexes 1, and there will be search from long-range aircrafts of Americans. We will also be searching in a moment with Japanese. American long range on 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3. On 3 is up to 4. Nothing, and then we will move here, and now they will not be searched anymore. Yeah, they were already searched. Okay, so now we need to also move those guys. I believe this is what we would like to do. And we need to find somebody finally, because otherwise, where will we be attacking? So Japanese will try to search for the task force 1, 1, 2, 3 on the regular plane. They actually don't have to go so far. I just realized they have range of 4. Yep. So let's see. Let's leave it for now like this. I made mistake most probably for Japanese, but what's done is done. We are searching on 1 to 3 for Americans with a regular plane. It is up to 3. Up to 3 for searching for task force 1. Yes, they are found. Any more searches? We potentially could have searched for task force 4 with a regular plane here. This is force 2. Yeah, so we search with a regular plane on 2. So this is up to 4. No luck. Let us see now what can we do. Advantage movement, advantage air mission. Yeah, we'll be doing the air mission. Air mission against, of course, this side here. They have really wonderful anti-aircraft installations. It's like 8 here, 6 here, but it will not give them a lot. It's actually giving a lot once it's improved. Then it's simply decimating the enemy. I will show you in a moment. But for now, we are doing the airstrike here. We will be striking with everything we could, at least as far as the those planes are concerned. So we'll be striking here, L1, another L1. Okay, all of those planes are trying to get Enterprise or Hornet, we shall see. We will add also to those planes Yamada. They will be coming from the Task Force 3 and also this CAD 10. They will be also supporting this attack from Force 3 and from Force 2. So this is pretty large group, but all of them are L1s. And if all of them are L1s, I see no reason why not to add Chito Kokutai. So one more plane. He's also L1, so rolling for coordination is always the same. If we would have L0, that would be much worse. Let me simply give them like this. Would look more dramatic. So it looks dramatic, yes. And so those 4 planes, those 3, and we are rolling now for coordination of this attack. By the way, should this task force be spotted, Americans could launch a simultaneous strike with their planes, but they are not spotted. So we are rolling for coordination 3 times the status or less. So up to 3, it's not coordinated. It will have the impact on the CAP procedure. Okay. About the flag, you see, unimproved flag is 1, 1, 1, 2 at very high rolls, but the improved flag is getting much better results. So now we are going through the most important procedure in the whole game, air mission procedure. Let me show it to you. So this is air mission procedure. You should see it now. So we are here, air mission procedure. Yes, we moved mission air units. We were not detected nor intercepted before. We are not flying over any other enemy. We made sure of this. Now, is air mission detected in or prior to target hex? We'll be rolling now for detection. If so, we'll have a CAP procedure, combat air patrol. We'll have flag procedure. And then if we survived, we'll be able to strike. If they will not be able to spot us, which can be very painful, we will strike or strafe, and only then there will be flag procedure. Let's see how it goes. So we are flying inside this hex. So the search will be exactly here. And this is US chart, search, same hex. This is search for air during the day. It's up to 6. High probability, although not assured. 9. Well, it starts historically. There will be no combat air patrol. There will be flag, indeed, there will be flag, but that's all what will happen. And the flag will be, we have either either 4 screening or 2 core units. So definitely the 2 core units would be those 2 battleships. So the flag will be 6. But before flag, we will be striking. And now we need to designate the targets. And now we have so juicy targets. Why? Because those planes are not alerted. Those 2 planes are not alerted. So every hit at Hornet, every hit at Enterprise will score a hit on the planes too. Yeah, how to best do it? The most powerful plane will be that one because he's full strength. But we have also a couple of others which will be pretty robust. As you can see, Hornet has 5, Enterprise 6 strength, but they can be crippled. So 4 hits on Hornet or 5 hits on Enterprise, and their movement will be significantly reduced. So they might even to be scuttled in order to prevent the higher losses. Let's not go ahead of ourselves. We'll be rolling FR versus naval and also tactical bomber. So who is attacking whom? I think we can split it a bit. That seems a good idea. Let me say that all of those planes are attacking the Enterprise. All of those planes are attacking Hornet. That way it will be easier to divide. There is a school which says fly with all your planes at one target. But then if we get rid of this, it will be actually an overkill. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see how it goes. So we start to fire from, first one. This is 6 minus 2. This is 4. So up to 4. 9, nothing. This is 6 minus 4, this is up to 2. Yo, 0, up to 2, 0. So this is 2, 0. And this is just one hit, air versus naval. So we are adding 1 hit each. One at Enterprise. Let me just move those guys a bit. And 1 at the planes. That was lucky roll. Now, those guys roll on 6 minus 1. Just a reminder, this is air versus naval. Up to 5. 9, nothing. Those roll up to 4. 2. 4, 2. I believe this is 1 more hit. Yes, second hit. So maybe not a tremendous success, but still success. 2 hits on Enterprise and 2 hits on the planes. So this is even more important. They will not be so dangerous. Now firing with those guys. Here we have tactical bomber, so he will be running on that line. It will be harder for him to fire, but he has full strength. So this is 5 plus 1 because he's full strength. L1, 6 steps of L1, 3 steps of L2. allows you to add one to the strength. So it's up to 6, 4, nice. Up to 6, 4, 1 hit. So we have a first hit on Hornet. Already 3 hits inflicted this turn on ships and 3 hits on airplanes. Now those guys roll on 6 minus 4. This is up to 2. 1. Nice. 2, 1. Believe this is 1 hit. So already 4 hits. And now the killer, hopefully, strength 6 plus 1 for 6 levels. Let's see what comes out of this. 6. So this is 7 and this is 6 on 7. Could have been better, could have been worse. 1 more hit, which is 3, which almost crippled the Hornet, but not there yet. Let me just see if I not messed up one thing. Was it Hornet or was it Enterprise who was starting the game with 1 less plane? Enterprise was a hit. Okay, good, because I was just double checking if I have everything correct. So 5 hits on the ships and 5 on the airplanes. Tremendous result. And now the flag is firing. The flag is of course up to 6. Probably there will be some hit. Yes, up to 6. Even such a good roll will score 1 hit. Let me just try to get rid of maybe those guys, so they do not have a full strength. Yeah, we'll give 1 hit here. So they will come back to themselves here. They will come back here, and those guys will reorganize with other cut units. There are 2 of them. Let me reorganize with those guys. We move them back, and we are getting a full strength now. They can land wherever they want. I'm just trying to do what we did previously. So this was the airstrike. I think a good one. Really, really nice. And now we move further with the turn. First of all, naval determination. There is no combat, no bombardment, no ground combat, no airfield repair, no rally, and then we have disadvantage movement. They are thinking, what can we do? We would like to strengthen the Guadalcanal. We would like to get those bastards. We need to search for them and launch our own strike. So we will do 1, 2. We will not be searching for the Americans. It will not help us at all in this time. But we can search for the Task Force 4, yeah, and Task Force 1, and then decide whom we would like to hit. For the Task Force 4, we will be searching from here, long range airplanes. This is up to 5. Of course, they are spotted. And we can also search for those guys. Task Force 1 from here, regular plane. Regular plane on 2 is up to 4. Yeah. So now we should position our air carriers appropriately. Let's do 1, 2. So there will be no possibility for easy naval battle, and they have access to Task Force 2 and Task Force 4. They definitely would like to hit Task Force 4, which has is. On the other hand, guys, now we go for everything. We go here and we strike versus air carriers here. So there will be airstrike from Americans here, whom they will bring. They will bring definitely the battered cats, but they will also bring something from Guadalcanal, I believe, those planes from Guadalcanal. Let's see if it works. One correction to the setup, I believe in Guadalcanal I should have L0. Yes, this guy with, yep, definitely there should be some change here. I'm almost never using those guys. This is correct. And L0 is here. Oh, this is that one. This is L0. We will not be using L0. L0 will ruin our coordination. So no, we are not using L0. We are only using L2. So this is the situation. We roll for coordination first, up to 3. No, they are not coordinated. Now we roll for finding them. And the air mission, yeah. So this is US, the Japanese, same hex up to 5. We find them up to 5. Here. Yes, they are found. So the planes lifted. They will not be hit simply because the ships are hit. And we will focus now on the combat air patrol. Who will take part in the combat air patrol? They will take part, and out of those ships, planes, what I'm saying, my goodness, those will take part. And air-to-air, I'm using it so rarely that I completely forgot. Air-to-air, of course, is the first one. 5, so this is 3, this is 4. Americans roll first. 4, 9, nothing. This is up to 3. Wow, 3, 1. We should have already this set up to see it for losses. This will be a cap versus uncoordinated mission. So this was 3. I rolled 1. And this is 1 hit. It was close to 2, but it was in the end 1 hit. And so they come back here, and now we have the flag, either 2 out of here or all of them. You see, Yamato, 5 anti-air. We have 6 here or 7 here. Let's do 7. Why 7? This would be Yamato 5 plus 1 of those 2, so this is 7. And this would be 1 hit. No way to have more. 7, 4. Yes. And we will put it here, so he will abort. And Guadalcanal defenses would be slightly smaller. Now the Americans will be attacking. Up to 3, they will target Zuikaku. Yes, there will be hit. 3, 1. This is 1 hit on Zuikaku. Let me roll for the second one. This is 8. And yep, nothing. Now you see there is no more space, unfortunately, for those planes. So I believe we are getting 1 hit on Zuikaku, but also 1 on those planes. And now we need to make space for this. Okey-doke. Looks good. And they are coming back home. Good job, guys. Good job. That will then conclude the turn because we have disadvantage our missions. We did it joint activation, detection, removal, and day adjustment. We adjust the day 1, 2. A lot of things happened in the first battle cycle. Interesting to see what will the second battle cycle will bring. I will pause now and we'll come back to the game pretty soon. So let us move on to the second battle cycle. Pretty interesting situation now. Americans badly hit, but also Japanese with some losses. And interesting setup of task forces here. And as always, a question: who will find whom? Okay, so what we'll be doing now? We'll be playing the lightning first. The Japanese are willing to get to the nice weather as soon as possible. They have advantage of airplanes. So if they come to dusk now, normally they would need to do the dusk landing. So rather will not be using the planes. Then during the night they cannot use the plane. So they will use their special ability as a personal player and move to on this display. So we will have night. During the night there will be no air missions, but I'm pretty sure we would have, of course, the fight, the naval fight. Now we should determine who will be fighting first and moving first. So, okay, Japanese are again first, which is pretty good. Otherwise, Americans might use this task force to and try to get to task force 1 with air carriers. But in this particular situation, it will be task force 2, which will be hitting. Again, task force 2 of Americans, while the rest will probably start slowly to turn back. Okay, so what shall we do? We will do the movement part now. Those guys move here. They stop and they search for each other. And now the big rolls, which probably will be successful anyhow, but still big rolls. The Japanese are searching in the same hex for the naval up to 5. The Americans are searching in the same hex for the naval also up to 5. So yeah, that can be pretty interesting. This is kind of a risk for both sides, but I think a risk well planned. Just looking at the Americans, if they can do something better, for example, with their long-range planes, but no, they will not have anything better than this. So I will roll 2 die up to 5. They found themselves. If not, it will be interesting what will happen. Gosh! So the Americans are found, the Japanese are not found. Okay, what will happen next? I think we will try to interdict and bombard with task force 4 here. This task force can be also searched by the planes in the same hex. So by the planes in the same hex is up to, this is for search for naval, up to 5. Up to 5. So they are searching for task force 4. They found them. This task force will be firing at the base. And task force 1 will tactically withdraw, having the coverage with their airplane still. So air missions, no air missions, now naval combat. And remember, we have those submarines also here. So the naval combat, for the naval combat, we need to determine which task forces we have. We have task force 4 and task force 2 and task force 2. Both are 2. And as per the rules, we have a surprise. I never had a surprise in my place so far. So let me just check it. One side sides naval units have detected opponents and are not detected themselves in any type of water, begin naval combat phase 1 with the undetected side achieving a surprise. If either side has achieved surprise, place the surprise marker with appropriate side. Japanese surprise. Not surprised, surprise of course. In the box provided on the naval combat display as a reminder. And if every player has a surprise, only that player can fire in the first naval segment. So this is very important because it will really inflict some losses on the Americans. Okay. Okay. Also, the naval combat phase 2, it will be fire from Japanese only. And in the naval combat phase 3, they can also fire back. So I'm not sure if it will not be better for them to come to return. So this is the Japanese task force, and of course they will put those huge battleships into action. What Americans will bring? They have what they have, and they will need to use it. Okay, destroyers, some cruisers. Now, as for the range, I believe we will start range determination water. This is during the night, and this is the open water. No, this is not an open water. So this we have range short, which is not boding well for Americans. Well, that's definitely not what they were supposed to have. Let me just put them that way so I see how much strength do they have. 4, 4, 4, 6. Okay, so we go with a naval combat phase 1. Remember about the submarines. We need to remember about it. So we'll be firing. We need our chart. So this will be a fire short range versus naval. So this actually tab. Let's see what will come out of this. Yes, so this is 6, 6, 6, 6, and no torpedoes. So only 6. And who would be the target? I would say who is most dangerous? No torpedoes, no torpedo. Here are torpedoes. So there are torpedoes here, but not here. So this would be our target. The 6, and the secondary target would be those ones. So the first hit goes here, the second here, the third here, and so on. So we fire at those two guys. Up to 6. 6. I believe this is one hit. I know the table so well now that I can tell it. 6, 6, first row. Exactly. This is 1. Second. 8, nothing. Third. 3. Let's see what it will be. 6, 3. This is already 2 hits. And this is going at our alternate target. Yeah, we alternate between them. And the last 4th roll is 6, so another hit here. And now those guys can beat withdrawal. Those for sure will beat short. So what Americans should do? They will not be able to fire in the second phase, and in the third it could be too late. So I think they should beat withdrawal. And now we look at the short and withdrawal, and we are starting at short. So current range in short, withdrawing short. And so this range is used only by the non-withdrawing task force to fire at the withdrawing task force. So 1 fire, and then we are gone. The targets would be similar. No, we'll change the target. We'll now put this as a secondary, primary, secondary. 6. Nothing. Oh, 6, 0. I believe we can achieve a critical hit, and I believe we also achieved a critical hit previously, and I forgot to roll on the Enterprise or on the Hornet. So definitely it would be more hits, but nevertheless it's already disaster for the Americans. 6, 0 on the short. These are 3 hits. So this is already 5. Those destroyers might not survive this. It's sorry, it's not 5. It's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So this is 4 and 1 that way. We alternate the hits because I have 2 targets. Now we roll for a critical hit and to see whether we get something more. 2, I believe this is no effect. Now the third battleship, and the hit now will be against those, yeah, because it's 4th hit, if any. No, there's no hit. And the last roll, 0 again. My goodness. So I believe it was 3 hits, 6, 0. Yes, it was 3 hits. So 1 hit here, 1 hit here, 1 hit here. So this is 3, and this is 5. And now we roll for the critical shot, and nothing. And they have withdrawn, so they are here. We are pretty badly mauled. 10 hits in total. 10 hits in total, it's not enough to score 1 point. So it's still a draw. Maybe it's a draw in the victory points, but it's not draw in the losses. That's definitely not how we should look like at this. So this was a naval battle. And now we go for... we have submarines. I would again forget about it. Let's roll with the submarines for the first of the destroyers and for those destroyers. First of the battleships. Up to 2. Nobody managed to do any damage. Okay. Okay, so this is after the naval battle. Now we have bombardment, and the bombardment would be from Task Force 4. Bombardment up to 2, up to 2, up to 2 at the Henderson Field. Yes. I would need to be very lucky to have some hits. Yes, I have. This is a bombardment versus infrastructure. 2-0. This is 2 hits, which will repair themselves, so we can put it just for the sake of remembering. Now, the good question is, this is night, yes? Can you fly with airplanes? Would they be alerted during the night? Let me check in the rules. Okay, guys, I would need to check it on Board Game Geek. It seems at first that, of course, when the unit was spotted in the hex, the units are alerted. On the other hand, the units during the night, the air units, cannot fly. And the rules about night explicitly says which airplanes can be alerted during the night, and definitely those which are stationed now at the Guadalcanal are not those which we should. So I will leave it for now. I will not put additional hits, although maybe I should add those guys here. Okay, ground combat now, rally, the active disadvantage movement. So disadvantage movement would be more like running away, simply running away from the Japanese. I think this is the best what they can do, and this base will heal itself, and we will of course remove the markers which show that they were found. And that will conclude this battle cycle. We'll move it for 2 days further. And now we are starting the battle cycle 3. And in this battle cycle, we would have already the day because the lightning condition changes to the day. It will be interesting what will happen from the scenario perspective. It's still, I think, a draw. Although if you calculate all the hits, this is 10 and this is 5, so this is 15. The rule says 15 hit of non-allied capital ships, but I would incline into the Japanese victory in this scenario. If nothing else will happen, they were hit only once and they inflicted 15 hits. So let's see who would be the advantage player, because that will tell us a lot. Probably if Americans manage to jump out of range, it will probably finish the story, but if not, let's see. Okay, Japanese goes again first, and they have to decide to go after the Task Force 1 or Task Force 2. First of all, I think we can already search. There is no reason why not to do it. They can even go for this Task Force 1 and do the naval battle. That also can be a very positive thing. So let me do it that way. Those guys sail here, and they will be searching for themselves, and this will be searched during the day. So should be easier. Search for naval for search not for, of course, this is during the day. Search for naval 8 and 8. So they have both 8 to roll. Should spot each other. Well, barely. But both of those task forces are spotted now. We can also search from here to here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there are planes on those ships, of course. Or no? Yeah, there are. So there are planes here, so we can search with them. And this is range 3 up to 3. Let's see. No, they are not found. Do we want to strike with the planes against those guys, or do we want to do only the naval battle? I think we should try to strike too. Okay, so we go 1, 1, 2, 3. That's enough. Of course, now this long-range planes from Guadalcanal try to spot us at the range of 2. Yes, this is range of 2. This is up to 5. Hope I'm not messing those search screens. Sometimes I'm simply messing the regular plane with long-range plane, but hopefully not here. They have not managed to find them. Okay, so we will have an airstrike versus Task Force 2. Everybody from those air carriers will take place. And again, we'll use also those planes here from the Force 3. They have range easily for that. First of all, they were not detected. They were flying just to evading the enemy, so should be not a problem with this. And now we roll for coordination up to 3. I took long range airplane. Sorry guys, I'm taking those guys from 2. Oh, here is much better. No, they are not coordinated. Okay guys, so we have an uncoordinated attack. Now we'll be rolling for the search, spotting actually the incoming planes. This is a search in the same hex for air US screen, so this is up to 6. I actually would suggest putting this Japan US search check because that really helps me, and they are not the same. 6, this is exactly what was needed, so they are spotted. There are no planes here, so there is no combat air patrol, but there is flag, and flag is powerful. This is 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, 6. 6, 2, it's still one hit because this is not improved. Let me show it to you. 6, 2, unimproved flag, 1. The most reasonable space to put it is of course here. That way it loses not only from 6 to 5 but also loses this additional point for full 6 steps. Now let us commence with the airstrike. We need to inflict more hits to have those ships sunk. On the other hand, the 15 hits are needed. So I have pretty powerful ships. Those 2 will attack that one, which has already 2 hits here, and those 2 will attack that one. Those 2 will attack that one. We would like to get rid of them. So first of all, those 2 guys attacking with full. It's not the best idea. Let's go one by one. Those 2 pretty powerful at this. Those 2 at this. Those 2 at this. Going. 6 minus 2 up to 4. Up to 4 8 nothing. Then 6 minus 1 up to 5. Up to 5, it's powerful hit, 5, 0. These are 3 hits at this ship, and let me roll for the critical hit. 5, that's nothing. Still, the 3 hits are in. Now, those 2 guys are striking here. First of all, up to 5. 6 minus 1. This is unfortunately a miss. 6 minus 2 up to 4. For 1, it will be hit and it will probably finish that ship. 2 hits. 2 hits are exactly what was needed to sink it. Oh, this is sunk. And now those 2 guys are attacking here. First of all, 5 minus 1, 6 minus 1, this is 5. Nothing, and this is tactical bomber, so slightly different line. 5 minus 1 up to 4, 3. 4, 3. Would it be any kind of hit? No, there is no hit. So those guys survived. Now they all will come back. Yes. They are landing here, and the rest of the guys will be coming back onto the bases. Those would be at 0-3, and those would be at 0-2. Task force is not task force. Airstrike again, finish with success. At this moment in time, it's clearly going towards the Japanese victory. There's 15 points of destroyed non-capital ships, and 5 points of capital ships destroyed, and 6 points of planes. If we add also those planes, it will be even more. So guys, probably not much more to do for the Americans, because now we would have the battle here, and this battle definitely will be like a last battle for the Americans. Let me put them here. They will immediately beat withdrawal for the next turn. But first of all, let's see what the first turn will bring. And we are putting, of course, 6 of the battleships here. 4 of the battleships. We don't have 6. We have 4 of them. Okay, there will be no surprise because both sides found themselves. And if I remember correctly, there is no bidding, yes. So yes, this is where they are, and they start because it's day and this is open water. We would be at long range. Exactly. The long range means that the chances to hit will be minimal. So we start at the long range. Americans probably would have problems to hit on the long range. These are zeros, but let us try. And zeros with a 4 upper, I will tell you what is it. So rolling from bottom to up, no 0, 0. And now 0 is 0, this is 1 hit. Let it be the first battleship, yeah? They all are pretty similar. And the third, nothing. Very, very lucky. Now the Japanese are rolling on 1, 1, 1, 1. They all try to hit and destroy, for example. 2 of them trying here, 2 of them trying here. Of course, there is no this hit yet because this is simultaneous. So up to 1, 2 times here, up to 1, 2 times here. Nothing. Nothing. No. And yeah, this is a hit. And I believe those guys will be destroyed. Now, in the second turn, definitely they beat short. They beat withdrawal. And based on this, we will determine where we land. We are at long with withdrawal and long. So we finish at long range. Exactly. So one more salvo, only Japanese now, on 1, 1, 1, 0, because there is hit. And again, those 2 target here, those 2 target here. And we go from the top to bottom. Up to 0, nope. Now 3 times, up to 1, no, no, and no. So they escaped with 1 more ship sunk and 2 barely alive. And those battleships are coming back here in glory, of course. Although this was a cruisers versus battleships and destroyers and cruisers versus battleships, so maybe not so much glory. Much more glory was here with air carriers. So this is it. Now bombardment. Do we want to bombard? We don't have much chances, but we should bombard up to 2, up to 2, up to 2. Let me try to interdict Henderson Field. And by the way, Americans should roll for searching this task force, definitely. Otherwise, those planes will not be alerted in Guadalcanal. So this is the naval in a hex. It's up to 8. But for the sake of the rules, let's make sure they found them. Yeah, so the planes are alerted. In order to interdict, we would need to have 5 hits. Not much possibility, but let's roll up to 2, 3 times. No, so definitely there will be nothing. Nope. Okay, one more check. Everything's fine. So what's going on now? We would have disadvantage movement. They will be escaping. They will be escaping without any more engagement. Then we would have both sides removing their detection. and we will finish this battle cycle. At this moment in time, I would conclude, because evidently the Japanese would be satisfied with the results they achieved. They will probably sail here and try to interdict the Henderson field. The Americans will need to lick their wounds. They have suffered terrible losses. This is like 16 hits on the non-capital ships, 5 hits on capital ships, 6 on the airplanes, on the air carrier airplanes. Japanese also had some hits, of course, here, but they are minimal when you compare them to the American ones. So this is it. That was the Battle of Santa Cruz Island. Historically, the Hornet would be destroyed. It didn't happen that way this time, but still, it was a huge tactical victory for the Japanese. As always, fun to play, pretty straightforward scenario where you simply get the victory if you manage to destroy more of enemy. Thank you very much for being today with me, for spending this time. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, kindly please subscribe. It really helps such a small content creator like Board Games Chronicle. Also, should you notice any errors, miscalculations, omissions, or simply would like to share any strategic tips with me, please use the comment section below this video. You can also find below this video very nice storage solutions for this game and also session reports from other scenarios. Thank you very much and bye for today.